Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also proud Phoenix Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with an incredible artist. His name, Harry Nagel. For more on Harry, you can read more about him right below this video, but in the meantime, here's a sneak peek at his song, I'm a Star.
Don't you know when you walk by me and I know old enough to breathe, my heart could never be held to the sun. You could lay my feet upon the ground, I'd still feel it. I'm a star. Wave, 'cause I'm going far. I'm a star. Wave, 'cause I'm going far. I'm a star. Wave, 'cause I'm going far. I'm a star, baby.
Well, hello, Harry. How are you?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing so great and so much better now that I'm speaking with you. So
Oh, thanks.
excited to be meeting you. Harry, I have been down the Harry rabbit hole these past few weeks. I told you off camera, I feel like you've lived so many, forget lives, musical lives. You are such a Renaissance man, and I'm so excited that the audience got a little sneak peek of I'm a Star. Harry, for our audience who may not know who you are, and if they don't, it's a sin. Harry, where were you born, and when did you realize that you had this gift and love of music?
Well, I was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I grew up in Shamokin and then Lewisburg, so it's central Pennsylvania. I just used to make up songs on the way on the school bus, you know, riding to school, looking out the window. I had piano lessons, but once punk came and swept, through me, I was like, I got to get an electric guitar. I have to, my first amplifier was my parents' reel-to-reel tape recorder. And I found out I could plug into it and get this really nasty distortion and stuff. And then, eventually you learn to play your instruments instead of just having attitude. But yeah, it runs in my family. I'm adopted, and I found out through 23andMe, I found my half sisters, and I found out my grandfather sang with Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey. So it's in the blood.
When I read that, I absolutely love that. I mean, my goodness, it is truly in your bone marrow. And, also reading about you, I'm looking at this guy who at 20 years old moved to New York, and then soon thereafter, I mean, one of your very first, not the first, but talk to me a little bit about your time as part of the Itchy Trigger Finger.
Well, me and Barb Morrison, now she's a producer, we just decided to build something around more of a classic rock sound, guitar heavy sound. And we played Lollapalooza. We played around New York throughout the 90s, and it was a lot of fun. Big spectacle.
I love it. And then traversing a little bit later into the 90s, you did an 18-song CD called The Astor Tapes. Talk a little bit about that time for you.
Well, it's kind of similar to what I'm doing now. It was a concept album, but because I built it all about the rise and fall of this relationship with the same person. And all the songs are in the album in the order they were written. So you get this kind of flow up and down, and then kind of acceptance, hopefully, sort of at the end. Yeah, it was pretty rewarding thing. And I got help getting into doing studio recording with a friend of mine. He produced it, and that's how I got into doing it all myself, doing.
One of your stage, I don't know if you would say stage personas, stage names, is Monday Favors. We were talking pre-interview as I saw the Zoom chat come up, and I'm like, is it Harry? Talk to me about that time in your musical career, and also how you came up with that name.
Oh gosh, it just sort of transitioned. I was listening to more 80s and also newer stuff that was kind of connecting with that kind of time period. A lot of synthesizers, a lot of artifice and electronic stuff, and I wanted something that was more. It was less me, but had this kind of certain personality based on that. So the name, I don't know, we threw it around a bunch of names, me and my PR company at the time, and I just gave them 3 choices and they picked Monday Favors.
I love it. I love it so much. It's great. And also, in circling back now to what you have and what you're working on now as Harry, I'm curious to know why you decided to circle back and going back now under, your name. And then in terms of the stuff that you're working on, what can we expect from you?
Well, yeah, this clipboard behind, or this dartboard or whatever you want to call it, corkboard, has all the songs that are in and out of. I'm going back to a concept album, which a real concept album, and this is a bit harder. It's kind of like writing a musical. It's you have or an opera. It's like I have a libretto. Then I'm kind of, does this all tie together? And it's about my life. I've had some ups and downs. I've gotten sober when I was a younger kid. I had a lot of ups and downs, and I had a stroke maybe like 11 years ago. I recovered. I'm fine from it, but my father had a stroke maybe 2 years before, and so I watched his decline. And so this is kind of like a different timeline. This album going to a different timeline, and maybe if I had ended up in my father's place. So it's kind of a way of also digesting all the darkness from the last year and a half and me processing it into something. So it's, I've been listening to a lot of The Wall, where it kind of tells the story that's bigger than just one song.
Yeah.
Wanted to sort of get into something like that.
I love that. Well, look, you're speaking to a theater director and someone whose bones is in the theater. Yeah. So I can appreciate a full, well-rounded arc that you're creating. And also you bring up a really beautiful point. And I thank you for being as vulnerable as you've been, and that you will be in, this album, and that these past 18 months for humans, especially artists, has been a time of us being forced to deal with trauma, and the fact that you have the tools and you've done the work to be able to synthesize that, infuse it together as something that not only you as an artist can release, but that people who are dealing with their own trauma can listen to and hopefully heal from. It's a beautiful thing, and I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you. I mean, I feel as an artist, you have to go places that are risky, that hurt, and it might take its toll, but that's part of what you need to do. Don't
Amen.
Be afraid. Yeah.
Amen. Well, listen, I could speak with you forever. Before we end our interview, is there anything you wanted to leave our audience with in terms of you, what they can expect, maybe a little bit more with this album?
No, I would just say that to all the younger artists out there, don't let others define your success. Find what makes you happy. Find the art inside you, rather than worrying about you and inside the art. When I was a teenager, I started playing, got a guitar because I I wanted to maybe get girls, you know, it was things like that. There's, you know, just stuff like that that motivate you, but that's not enough to sustain you. You feeling like you're a star, that's not enough to sustain you in the long term. Find something, you know, inside you that matters to nurture, to be, you know, to be an artist.
Well, God bless you, my friend. You're an inspiration, and I'm so grateful for the time you took today to speak with me. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Take care.